Hi everyone, this is Phi. Today I'm checking out Gunkid 99. A developer contacted me, requested that I give this game a playtest. So that's what we're gonna do, see if we can give some good feedback. If you happen to have a game yourself you're working on, you want a playtest from me, feel free to contact me. I've got an email in the description of this video, so you're aware, but we're going to try this out. I don't know anything about this game. I've not seen it before. I've got the game page open here. I'm not going to read all of it. They've got quite a bit written, but I'll read at least the first part of it. Gunkid 99 is a fast-paced 2D arena shooter that will seriously challenge your skills and reflexes. Inspired by Super Crate Box and old-school arcade games, the goal of the game is to earn as high a score as you can by collecting weapon drops throughout a run and thereby changing your weapon in the process. Gunkid 99 is all about game feel. Try it yourself in the free demo. Alright, so some kind of a shooter game here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the overlay and we're going to give this a try. Alright, now that's odd. Okay. Sorry about that. That was very strange. For some reason it wasn't showing up in my taskbar at the bottom of Windows, so I had to kind of find it there with Alt-Tab. In any case, yeah, so let's just look at the options here real quick. We've got these video options. It's got a screen shake setting here, so that's always nice to see in case it ends up being annoying or whatever. Regular sorts of things in here, key bindings and everything, so always nice to see this kind of stuff. I guess this is omnidirectional, so probably the mouse will be better than gamepad, but maybe I'll try both depending on how long I end up playing it or whatever. Select cancel default. Okay. Alright, so that's toggle. Alright. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so it's got nice UI and everything in here already, so it's always good to see. Loadout, shop, train, achievements, options, quit. Alright, so we have a tutorial stage, it looks like. We've got more multiple worlds, some money. I guess we do the tutorial rather than like train, but I'm curious about the loadout here. Shoots as fast as you can shoot. Mini cannon. Interesting. But I'm not like required to do this, I guess, because it's empty by default. Let's go ahead and click on the tutorial. Alright, press A or D to move. Spacebar to jump, jump against wall to wall jump. Alright, oh, we can double jump. Alright. Feels pretty good so far. Press down and jump to pass through platforms. A shift to dodge roll. Now, is that going to damage me if I touch it? Oh, I guess so. Alright, so I guess these are like blades or spikes or something. They don't really look very dangerous, but jump off the wall while clinging to wall kick. Yeah, like if these are, I don't know if these are going to show up elsewhere in the game. I would make them like look pointier or something. So maybe they look like spikes in Mega Man games or something. They just don't really read as dangerous to me, I guess. So one thing I'm noticing, I guess it seems to work fine. There's always that little I don't know what you call it, a little time, space of time after you wall jump where it kind of, your controls don't respawn, your left and right, it just kind of brings you in the opposite direction, which is kind of important, and it's pretty short in this game, but I think it works okay. It could probably be slightly longer. Alright, so there's one time I think I double jumped instead of... I didn't read what that said. I'm not sure why the text disappeared up there. Or was that this? Or was it something else? I don't know. Press L mouse, I guess left mouse button to shoot. Press R mouse to reload. Alright, got little reload animations and everything. That's interesting. Alright, so it does seem like there's kind of a lot of screen shake. In terms of frequency, anyways. Another thing I'm noticing is the reticle is just kind of this little white thing, and the background is also very light colored, so it doesn't stand out a lot. Especially like when you get in here and stuff. Like I generally, these sorts of games is kind of a little bit of a challenge in the fact that your eyes can only be in one spot at a time. So like usually you're either looking at yourself or you're looking at the reticle. And you kind of have to juggle between the two. But if the reticle is kind of hiding a bit, then that kind of makes it harder to do that, I think. So definitely makes sense to make that stand out. And I guess we're gonna dash. Remember to watch out for traps. I guess this is a trap then if I touch this. Okay. So there's a little visual effect. Oh, I touched that accidentally. A little visual effect, but it's not that obvious. Guess I should expect it though if I see that sort of thing. Welcome to part 2 of the tutorial. Collect weapon drops in order to clear the stage. Press L mouse to proceed. Grab the weapon drop. Number from the gun represents the number of remaining weapons you have to collect before the stage is cleared. Interesting. So what does that mean though? The number like up here or down here? Because I thought this was your ammo, so maybe it's this. That's not really clear in the wording here where it says the number from the gun. When you leave a weapon uncollected for too long, a countdown will begin. Grab that gun before the timer goes to 0. Or what? What happens? It doesn't really say what happens, so... Okay, you just came over. Alright. And there's a little bit of a time between... Like, it's kind of making me wait. I guess it wants me to read, but... I already read it, so it's kind of like I want to skip and remember the countdown ends, it will be game over. Okay, so it does tell you, it just didn't before I got the thing. Careful, enemies are coming. Enemies will keep coming. Collecting weapon drops is the only way to score points and clear the stage, so grab those weapons. I just took my hand off the keyboard to like itch my nose. So grab those weapons as quickly as you can. I guess I have to get... Collecting weapon drops is the only way to score points and clear the stage. I don't know if there's any point to getting a weapon sooner rather than later, apart from obviously avoiding the game over. After a stage has been cleared, you can play it again. To obtain a higher score, you'd need higher scores to unlock more stages. Press the left mouse to proceed, pick up the weapon drop. So yeah, I'm wondering about like what... +1. You will now score points by collecting weapon drops. This is your current score. Only thing that matters, killing enemies will not increase your score, so earn as many points as you can before you get overwhelmed. So I guess it's just the number of weapons is the score. So yeah, I was just about to ask, or I was just about to mention that I didn't know what was going to make the score higher or lower, so that kind of answered the question for me, so that's good. Alright, so it's kind of interesting that you end up changing weapons like out of necessity rather than because you want to. I feel like I should sit back a little bit because sometimes I end up too close to the screen and then it's like I can't really see the whole screen as well. Endless mode, you can exit. Okay. So I feel like... Alright, there's a pause button. I'm just gonna adjust my seat a little bit here. Adjust the microphone. Alright. So yeah. I guess we're just playing until we die, because it's endless mode. It's a little hard to keep track of like how much ammo I have or whatever. There is a reload mechanic, but I'm noticing, at least so far in this... Oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention. In this particular stage, there's not really like any... Oh, that was kind of dumb. It's not really like any downtime between the enemy spawns or anything. There's just a constant stream of enemies, so... It seemed to me that the concept of reloading kind of fits in better with... That's really loud. I feel like it's hard to talk over. I'm actually going to turn it down a little bit for me anyways. Concept of reloading would seem to fit better with... I kind of have to damage boost into that. With pacing, that's more... has more downtime, you know, between waves of enemies or whatever's going on in the game, so that you like have a reason to actually manually reload instead of just kind of like holding down the fire button and waiting for it to reload automatically, that kind of thing. Alright. Okay, only spawn weapons equipped in the loadout for a more customized run. Interesting. Alright, so we got some different music. Hopefully the volume levels are okay in the recording. I'm never 100% sure, but... I get the weapon spawns and the enemy spawns mixed up, and these white things just start appearing. So this kind of side-to-side shake with this cannon thing, I think it's kind of like bothering my eyes a bit, but... Okay, I guess we cleared it. Score 20 points in normal mode to clear the stage. Okay. So we got different layout anyways. Oh, we've got a moving camera in this one. Oops. Accidentally double jumped. Like I went over the little edge here and pressed jump too late, so I double jumped and then I didn't have like the double jump when I thought I would. Whoops. Totally ate that. That was kind of dumb. So yeah, I don't know if you have like ledge forgiveness where you can kind of... Oh, I wasn't watching the timer here. Alright, so you have to actually pay attention to this stuff. I don't know if you have ledge forgiveness where you can jump like a few frames after you walk off the ledge or not, but I mean, it doesn't feel like you... It does actually feel like it's in there, probably. I get kind of thrown off by the weapon changing constantly, because I go like expecting it to behave like the previous weapon I had. So this is kind of... Oh, I thought I was going to miss that. So hitboxes might be a little unforgiving. I haven't really tested that out much because this isn't really a... Oh, again, I wasn't watching the timer here, I guess. I don't know why, that's just hard for me to wrap my head around for some reason. For one thing, certainly you could add like more of a audio feedback on the timer there. That's a pretty typical thing where if the timer's about to run out, then you know, you could have some kind of an obnoxious sound or something that starts playing. That would probably help quite a bit. Another thing I'm noticing is these corners get kind of weird sometimes. Where's the... Oh, I gotta follow the red arrow on screen here. For instance, like if I'm down here and there's like an enemy right here and I'm hitting this corner, it's pretty annoying. I guess that's just a level design idea, but... And see here how this is... Oh, I guess I can get up there. I have to like really optimize my so I'm not gonna make it to that in time. Okay, so oh, I'm eating a lot of damage though. I did notice that you kind of made the timer forgiving. I'm trying to like play and kind of talk and analyze things at the same time, so I tend to when I playtest games, like I don't really like try to play them optimally, because I'm always like looking at all the little details and I'm talking and stuff like this, you know, so when there's like a timer involved and stuff, it's it's a bit problematic, but yeah, I did notice there's a little bit of like a forgiving countdown where it kind of slows down at the end there, so that's kind of a nice touch, I think. Especially since if you're like doing what I've been doing and waiting too long before you actually go after the weapon. But I guess the idea of having kind of an objective that's just kind of like randomly spawning around in the level means you're kind of forced to move around and navigate through enemies and stuff, so that's kind of interesting. Oh, I didn't like that. He spawned on me. So that could be potentially frustrating. Oh, see, sometimes I seem to hit the ground with the bullet. I kind of want to like go back and look at that again to see if that was something that was more my fault or if that was something that shouldn't have really happened. Like the bullet collision was too wide or something. Yeah, so it seems like when the enemies spawn in, you could probably have like a few, I don't know, half a second or something where the enemies don't have damage boxes on them, because when they spawn in and then you like get hit by them the instant that they spawn in, it kind of feels bad to me. So that's probably a thing I would suggest. Alright, what am I supposed to do? Get 20 of these things? Should be pretty doable if I actually try for once. Oops. Yeah, it does seem like the collision boxes are also a little bit on the big side. I tend to tell people fairly often, people just tend to make their hitboxes bigger than they really need to be. And in general, in my opinion, when the hitboxes are smaller, you know, like smaller than the actual sprite itself, just makes the game feel better. It's pretty annoying if you just like barely skim a hitbox and take damage from that, and it just doesn't tend to feel very good. So oops. Alright, so there's little coins. I guess these are things that you... Ooh. Didn't react to that fast enough. I guess the coins are things that you could buy stuff with in the little shop between matches or whatever. So the keyboard controls, I'm not... When it comes to stuff like going down through the platforms and stuff, I'm probably not doing that as quickly as I probably would with like a gamepad. Just because I'm not really used to that kind of dexterity, I guess, for this sort of game on a keyboard. It's one of those things I always kind of wish that we could have some more like gamepad mouse hybrid controls or something, where you could have a gamepad for your left hand and a mouse for your right hand, something like that. I actually used to do that with a Wii remote years ago. Has no relevance to this video right now, but it's pretty cool using a little nunchuck and a mouse at the same time. I just use it for like shooters, but alright. So yeah, it's not that hard. I died a few times. You only take 3 hits, which is, I mean, it seems reasonable, but only takes 3 mistakes. Short range, but very powerful. Alright, so nice to see some different weapons. This one says 24 points. So I guess we're gonna... Oh, we got these little trap things. I forgot about these. I guess we can't stand on these. We got smaller enemies. Don't spawn on me. Don't spawn on me. Oh, that's a weapon. Okay. So the shotgun feels pretty good. In general, the weapons do feel kind of nice. So I think that was kind of one of the goals in the design here. So I think that's pretty cool. And the enemies aren't like bullet sponges or anything, they seem to die appropriately quickly. Oh, for a moment I thought I got hurt. I was like, what? Oh, that was weird. Got 3 weapons before I even had to shoot at anyone. Oh no. See, that actually didn't look like it. Even the actual sprite was actually touching my sprite when I got hit that time. So yeah, definitely be careful about the hitboxes. I already said it, but people really tend to make things a lot bigger than they actually need to be. And I can understand why. It's pretty counterintuitive, the idea of making like the hitboxes smaller than the sprites and everything like that, but oops. Kind of thought I could jump out of the way of that bullet, but too slow. Oh shoot. Yeah, that was another case. It might have been more a matter of the hitboxes than me actually. I mean, I didn't really see it and react to it, but it kind of looked like it maybe didn't connect all that cleanly. Let's take 2 shots. Oh. I don't know if you actually take damage running into these guys. I imagine you must, because most of the enemies haven't actually shot anything, so they're probably all just... that was annoying. So, like... I guess you can kind of... Oh, that wasn't... You can kind of duck, but I felt like I had to, like, run off of the ledge here to avoid the bullet, but... Oh, see, I start talking and I'm not playing the game anymore, and then the timer runs out. All right, yeah. So I don't want to keep playing the levels over and over and over again. So I should actually try for once. Fortunately, I ate that bullet really bad. Enemies do have a little anticipation animation, I guess, for their attack. This is a lot of bullets all of a sudden. Holy moly. That was a problem. I guess I was... Yeah. Okay. I keep saying I'm gonna like stop talking and try, but I end up not doing it. But yeah, once it seems like there's kind of a bit of a critical mass of these orange guys, that if you don't like really keep on top of them, then they overwhelm you really fast, then you can't like avoid their attacks anymore. Ah, I didn't like that. He spawned right on top of the weapon, and again they hurt you even if they just barely spawned in, so... Oh, he shot a bullet. Oh crap, this isn't good. Oh no. I'm surprised that hit me. It was kind of weird because I like clicked and it felt like I shot before he hit me, but I apparently didn't, so it's kind of strange. I guess that could have come down to how big the hitboxes were actually, but I mean, maybe it was just my fault, I don't know. It's not an enemy. I actually didn't realize I was gonna die in the next hit. I don't remember what I did to take damage that round, so... Oh no. Oh crap. For goodness sake. Oh gosh. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these are just like the damage I'm taking is so like borderline that I think a lot of it comes down to just the hitboxes. Oh shoot. Bullets chasing me. Oh, that was a bullet. Oh gosh. I only remember getting hurt once, but I only have one hurt thing left. I actually think the effect for when you take damage isn't all that obvious. It does kind of like It seems like it almost freezes the game for a second or whatever, but maybe it would help to have different sound effects, something that was more obvious that you just got hurt. Alright, so we got a new weapon. Bounce gun. Fires bouncy bullets. Bullets deal very little damage until they've bounced off a wall. Alright. Let's see how long we've been playing. So we want to bounce them in order to make them worthwhile. That's interesting. So this is becoming, I realize now, more of a limitation instead of a. Usually, when you unlock weapons and stuff, you're thinking about like you're getting upgrades or something that's more powerful. In this game, where you're forced to use different weapons, they can actually kind of be a challenge in and of themselves, it seems. So that's an interesting concept. One thing I would consider, might be nice if you could like crouch walk, so you don't get like rooted in place if you crouch. Alright, I guess we gotta bounce these around. It seems like it might just be better to just kind of spam it everywhere, but interesting idea anyways. Ooh, these guys are small. Oh shoot, I tried to double jump, but I don't know if I didn't hit the button all the way, if I didn't have it. Alright, yeah, it's pretty tough to use, really. Oh shoot, had to reload. Oh gosh. No! I wanted to jump up there, but then he spawned where I was trying to go, so I guess I could have tried to turn around, but I didn't think that fast. That's a gun. Oh no! I hit my head on the thing here. Yeah, that weapon's definitely not one you want to use, I don't think. Oh shoot, the reloads again. Maybe you could have some kind of, like, instead of having the UI just in the corner, maybe you could put something like on the sprite or something that would show you if you're like about to run out of ammo, something to that effect. Sometimes people do things where they kind of build a UI kind of around your character, but I think that could potentially be a little much. Like, it might just be distracting and kind of get in the way of things, but you know, the idea is there anyways. Oh no! That's exactly what just happened there. I tried to shoot and I didn't have any bullets left. So yeah, kind of like what I was talking about a while before, where I'm not really thinking about how much bullets I have left. I've kind of just been always letting it reload by itself after it runs out. Oh shoot. That was weird. I didn't land on the platform. Oh shoot. It's definitely pretty easy to make these little mistakes here and there. Wow, I can't. I had my hand in the wrong position, so I couldn't really aim in the corner very good there. That was kind of a mechanical error in the real world. Gosh, I kind of thought I could kill more of those. So this level design, when you get under here, that's pretty dangerous under there because you can't like jump over these guys or anything like that. So oh no. Oh no. Heck. Well, that wasn't very good. Ah, shoot. The bullets are pretty fast. I mean, when you're like that close and it just spits it into you. Oy. Alright, so yeah, it's unfortunately the kind of thing where it's not that fun to have to restart the stages when you suck. Oh, that doesn't look right. So this isn't bouncing. It's kind of spawning the bullet inside the wall or something, so... So yeah, it does take a while to get through the levels. I mean, it's not... I don't want to make it sound like more than it is, but like once you've been playing it for a while and then you die and you have to restart, and you end up doing that like a few times, it seems like you're spending a lot of time and not really progressing. So that's one of those things that can be kind of annoying. Where is the... I wasn't paying attention here. There's no checkpoints or anything in this kind of design. I'm not saying there should be checkpoints, I'm saying there's not any. That is not... For goodness sake, I can't can't fit between those bullets. Oh no. That hurts. I don't know what to do. Yeah, unfortunately there's I think maybe it might be nice if there's a little more time from when these guys are about to shoot a bullet, kind of the anticipation animation. I think it's funny to have to say that, but there's really not a lot of time between like when they start showing that they're about to shoot the bullet and they actually shoot the bullet, so you don't really get a lot of time to react to it. So I would consider making that a little longer. It is pretty annoying when you're like trying to run past one of these guys and they just like spit a bullet straight into you before you kind of have the chance to react to it. Oh gosh, that was really bad. That was my fault for sure. So yeah, I think with these kind of games, like so far this doesn't feel too difficult. It's just kind of like easy to make these little mistakes here and there, and then you end up like dying, and then you have to restart the whole thing. And generally with these kinds of games where it's a little unforgiving, I like it if the I don't know how to say it exactly. I guess the amount that you have to redo after you fail is kind of minimized a bit, so that was bad. I meant to jump up here. So yeah, I've already screwed up twice, and that's not so great. I also didn't do this properly, so yeah, again, I'm talking and not focusing on getting the weapons. But yeah, if I end up having to redo something, multiple times, then it tends to be less painful if the whole process of like completing the level isn't quite as long, that sort of thing. So there's some way you can make that a little shorter and kind of just keep things short and sweet. I think that would make the game feel a little better. It's not really a matter of the difficulty. I mean, I would try to jump. That was bad. I would, you know, welcome something that was more challenging than this level, but like I didn't have to do it for so long. It was kind of more of a shorter goal, I guess. I think that would be a little more fun. Oh shoot, I tried to drop through, but I pressed jump before down. Okay, I thought I landed on the platform, but I didn't. Oof, yeah, so unfortunately I got pretty stuck on this level. It's I think I already said, but it's not really that hard. It's just I keep just making these little stupid errors here and there. So yeah, it is a little annoying. I mentioned this before, kind of. I don't think I... Oh gosh. I don't think I said much about it, but the fact that you kind of stay rooted when you're crouching, because of the fact that you have to press down to do things like drop through the platforms and stuff like that. Ooh, that was nasty. Oh gosh, we're getting too many. Crap. Well, that's not great. There's just too many enemies and I can't manage them anymore. But the fact that you have to press down to do things like this means that you can kind of end up getting stuck in place for like little brief moments here and there. It can be a little annoying. So if you could like move horizontally while crouching, then I would just kind of get rid of that sort of tiny little issue. So yeah, apparently me talking while playing is just not a good thing at all for this game. I almost wonder if there should be like a little, I don't know why I said little, but some kind of a limitation on the, oh, that's not great. My bullets aren't spawning. That little bug there. I was gonna say, maybe there should be like a limitation on the number of enemies that spawn in total, or would be on screen at a time, that kind of thing. I mean, I know it's sort of like intentional that you're supposed to try to manage them, but once it gets to a certain point, it just feels like it's way too much at that point. It's like you've already lost almost. I don't know. Might be worth considering. It's certainly an interesting sort of challenge when you just have so much to try and navigate. But I think there is definitely a point where it just becomes too much. Can I? Oh gosh, that was expecting way too much that I could avoid the bullet like that. Again, that's one of those things that having the nice itty bitty hitboxes can help you out with. And let you do things like that. Ah, that wasn't good. I thought I was on the platform. It's kind of too bad when that kind of thing happens, like I mentioned before, where your eyes are always going back and forth between like you and the reticle, basically, or the enemies or whatever you're looking at. It's unfortunately just kind of easy to make those little mistakes here and there with where you're trying to move without like looking directly at yourself, and you end up missing a platform, and then you just fall and you get hurt. And oh jeez, a neck. That was almost really bad. Whoa! Oh my gosh! See, these orange guys get pretty scary because I ran out of time anyways. You can't really approach them safely. Like if you have to like jump up on a platform where like two of them are or something, they pretty much almost immediately shoot at you, and that's not great because it's you don't have a lot of options to avoid it at that point when it's like they're shooting at you point blank. So that's an interesting sort of problem. Ooh. That was over-ambitious for sure. Oh no. Oh, shoot. Alright, so gosh, that guy spawned over there. Oh no. Wait. Oh crap. Oh, that was bad. I just like completely missed the shot and then ran straight into the guy. I would like to actually actually complete this level. That wasn't nice. There's a I killed the guy and there was a coin that popped out and then there was a bullet too. And... oh, I thought you were dead. Crap. Oh, that was nasty. So the shotgun, I think it like pushes you back a little bit. I didn't really expect to run into that bullet like that. Does it push you? Yeah, it does. So that's what happened there. Pushed me back into the bullet. See, I didn't really notice or think about that fact until I just died from it. It's kind of interesting. I guess this one pushes you too. That's interesting. I can see why that's kind of a game feel thing, where you're having the guns kind of push you around and it's like they're powerful and all that. I think if you just removed that, probably nobody would miss it. It's really subtle, and the fact that you can potentially die from that, or just kind of throw off your controls a little bit or something, might make it worth reconsidering. Wow, that was a... Sometimes when it gets down in the corner here, I have to move my hand further than I'm set up to do here. Gosh. Goodness for this wall. That was dumb. Wow. I think I might have just... yeah, I can't actually jump over that guy, unfortunately. So yeah, that's kind of the level here. I don't think that's a great design, having these little narrow spaces where you can't avoid things. Definitely the gun you don't want to keep for long. Don't spawn on me. That was annoying. I can't to make. Oh, that wasn't good. I completely lost track of the timer there. Oy. See, I was holding down there and got my feet stuck. That was weird. I guess because I was shooting and then, yeah, okay. So, I gotta go get this. Oh, that was annoying. I had to reload. I was gonna mention before the revolver because you have kind of this knockback effect when you shoot. If you start shooting that fast and you're like trying to walk in the direction you're shooting, you kind of don't move. It can be kind of counterintuitive. Okay, I thought I double jumped there, but I guess I didn't. No, that was just dumb. Ended up with too many enemies on the screen, and you start having to make really fast decisions because there's just too much to deal with. Oh, go down. Doing it a lot where I'm trying to go down through this platform, and it's just kind of a dexterity thing, but it's hard for me to get the press down and jump the first time. I end up pressing the jump button first. Jeez, I almost ate that guy. I do not want to deal with this weapon. Heck, those bullets are pretty fast. It's too much on screen. The orange guys definitely seem like the most dangerous enemies. What the heck? Didn't I just kill this guy up here? Did another one spawn? I don't know what happened at that guy. I'm actually curious about something. Ah, yeah, that's a thing. See, I knew something was up with that. Apparently if you're pressing down, if you're holding down while you're in the air, the left and right movement doesn't work, so that doesn't seem to make any sense to me. So I must have noticed that before when I was kind of complaining about the fact that you can't move while you're crouching. It definitely felt off, but yeah, apparently... Oh, that wasn't great. Apparently, it's affecting your movement in the air for some reason. actually tried using the R key there to reload. I think the right mouse button works well for the reload, but I didn't get the weapon. Gosh darn it. It might be worth just like mapping it to the R key also, just because people are used to that. I don't know. It's not better or anything in this case, but just so many games use that. Go to I don't know why it's so annoying to do that. Press down and then space in that order. I'm not even gonna bother trying to bounce these things. Wow, I completely missed where I was trying to jump. Lucky I didn't get hurt. Probably be worth just making it so the enemies don't spawn on top of the weapons. That's a small thing. I mean, it's not that bad that you have to kill the enemy on top of it, but like if you're down to like 1 second left and getting the thing, and then like one of these spawns kind of appears on top of the weapon you're trying to pick up. For goodness sake. I can't avoid that down here. These guys are shooting in both directions. There's nowhere you could have moved. Oh no. So yeah, I'm just like perpetually failing this mission. It's probably really painful to watch. I kind of wanted to see what would come after this. Apologies for that. I know I obviously can finish it. Just keep making one too many mistakes every time. Come on. And I'm sure you can tell, like, every time I start talking, I start playing worse. Just silly, but... Wow, I completely missed him. Gosh darn it. It starts getting annoying, like you're trying to get rid of the enemies and then get the gun, and then just more keep coming, and you're just like, I just want to get the gun. Oh shoot. Yeah, see, if that didn't push me back when I shot, I probably wouldn't have died right there. Because I could have been able to scoot under those bullets properly. That's kind of too bad. That was bad. Oy. Okay. Well, this run isn't going well. Nah. Yeah, I do think those guys should pause a little longer before they shoot. That's how it seems to me. I guess we better go down here. Ah, that wasn't nice at all. Oh my gosh. Don't shoot. Oh my gosh, the freaking reloading again. Oh my word. I really have to try to be more mindful of that, apparently. This isn't. Ah, they're boxing me in. Every once in a while. I forget that you can like do the wall slide like the Mega Man style. And every once in a while that ends up like saving me. Because... Jeez, heck. I guess I had some iframes there. Gosh, that guy spawned right there. Well, that's mean. All right. So yeah, I kind of like I don't really want I don't really want to like record this for an hour longer, just me failing at this one level nonsensically forever. But I also like want to finish it, so it's kind of a conundrum. I guess at some point I have to just say that I'm done with it for the sake of the video. Ooh. Yeah, that's super annoying when you're holding down and you can't move left and right. Especially when you're in the air. Die. Alright, I definitely should be able to finish this if I just stop screwing up for once. Oh my gosh, that actually saved me for once. For a change. The knockback there. Thank you for spawning right there. Please die, oh my gosh. Oh no, down. For goodness sake, that was actually really close to dying again. Okay. Alright, do I unlock anything? Not yet. Alright, so maybe we didn't even get to World 2. I don't know what the difference is between the worlds, if they're just like cosmetic or something. Boy, anyways, let's talk about this briefly. So yeah, this is one of those things where, and it happens sometimes in some games, where you get in this situation where it's like the game doesn't even feel difficult, but you aren't succeeding at it, which is an unfortunate place to be in. And it tends to have to do with those little those little things here and there, little issues, all those little things I was kind of pointing out about the timings of, you know, the pauses in enemies' attacks and how quickly they spawn in and the hitboxes and all this stuff, combined with the kind of how unforgiving it is with the number of hits you can take and how long the levels are and that sort of thing. So there's all these little things that kind of work together to make it into this situation where, yeah, you're just kind of, the game doesn't feel that hard, but you're still like dying constantly, or continuously, not constantly, because there's a lot of time in between every one of those deaths. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Obviously part of it is also like me being distracted, talking, that sort of thing, but it's generally not that much of a problem. And there is one other thing. So a lot of those things I mentioned are all things that could be tweaked and kind of compensated for, or improved on or whatever pretty easily. The one thing you can't really do anything about is the fact that what I was talking about before, where you're kind of, your attention is split between the different things. You're looking at the enemies and the bullets, and you're looking at your reticle, and then you're generally not really looking at yourself directly, or not looking directly at your player character, because, you know, you're looking at everything else. So when it comes to like navigating, making jumps and things like that, unfortunately it's just the fact that it can be kind of easy to make little mistakes here and there where you don't quite get up on the ledge you were trying to jump on and that sort of thing, just because of the way that this kind of game divides your attention. With that in mind, when you're making this kind of game where you can't really afford to take many hits, then that kind of becomes a little bit of a problem. And like I said, you can't really do anything about that, but you can kind of make the rest of the game a little more forgiving around that fact, where, you know, it's not like a old school shmup where you're, you know, one hit deaths and you're dodging through like bullet hell patterns and stuff like that, because in those games you can just like stare at your little ship the whole time and you're just like, you know, making these very tiny adjustments and that kind of thing. This is the kind of the complete opposite, where you're looking everywhere but yourself, so you just have to kind of accommodate for the fact that you're, at some point you're going to make these little mistakes and it's almost inevitable. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. Just make some of these tweaks. You know, I already mentioned everything. I'm not going to reiterate, but go ahead and give this a shot. I don't want to make this video too long. I don't know if there's more to unlock. I would not be surprised if there was. But also, as I mentioned already, like if I wasn't making this video and I was just kind of playing casually, I'd probably be a little more focused, and some of these little mistakes that end up costing me my life every round here wouldn't be happening. So oh, that was bad. Those orange guys are pretty tough. Those bullets are nasty. Phew. And yeah, I'm starting to get a little fatigued here, so it's like almost like because there's just so much to deal with in this game that I don't know if I feel like dealing with any more of it right now. So yeah, I'll probably wrap this up, because I'm probably not going to get any better at this right now. Oops, I meant to do the stage select, but yeah, I'm curious about what the different worlds are, if they're just like different cosmetic or whatever. But yeah, in terms of the overall game, I mentioned everything I could think of that might be worth tweaking, in my opinion. But as far as the overall thing is, it's pretty darn compelling, I think. Obviously it's annoying if you end up getting stuck and just dying and redoing everything, especially since it can kind of take a while in each level So having to die and start from the very beginning is a little annoying. But just the basic gameplay, just, you know, as straightforward as it is, I think it works pretty well. It's just fun to have kind of this kind of design. Just creates a sort of constant tension, which is pretty effective, I think, in my opinion. So that's what's kind of fun and compelling about it, being able to sort of like clearing the enemies efficiently is sort of rewarding in that it, you know, they're kind of popping up like weeds, and you gotta knock them down while kind of navigating around and stuff like that. So it works well with the omnidirectional shooting, because it's sort of a precision sort of thing, and with the platforming and stuff like that, you can't really platform very, I don't know. It's not like a Mega Man game where you're like dodging around bullets and attacks and stuff like that. So the actual platforming element of it, which, I mean, it's probably better that way in this case, because it's hard to, what I was saying before, it's kind of hard to do that very accurately anyways. But it's more about the aiming and shooting things before they hurt you. But yeah, I thought it was fun, and if the kind of core mechanics of the game weren't entertaining, I definitely would not have kept playing that one level for like 100 tries like I just did. So I just wanted to point that out. But other than that, yeah, hopefully this video was useful to you. I didn't even look at the shop here. Oh, you can just buy another weapon? Oh, you can just buy more weapons. That's cool. There's items. Oh, +1 max health. Well, that would have been nice. I just barely have enough for it by now, after playing that so many times. But so that's interesting. So this is sort of a progression sort of thing, where the levels are getting harder, but you can kind of get a little more health to make it less difficult. It creates a small explosion that insta-kill enemies whenever you collect a weapon. Wow, yeah, these are some major buffs. So that's an interesting sort of design when you get these things that kind of make the game easier, which probably become rather necessary, I'm guessing. Super boost after collecting a weapon. Interesting. Oh, and that's cheap. That's like the this is one of those things that it's like that should be the first thing you ever buy, because it's gonna pay for itself so quickly over the course of the whole game. Now, do these just, when you unlock them, do they, I mean, you can't answer this for me while I'm making the video, but I'm wondering if they're permanently enabled, or if they're just like a one-time use type thing. I would guess that they were, if they're going to be that expensive. This costs 200, and after all those games, I only have 210, so double the ammo cap. Yeah, these are pretty big buffs. Oh, that's weird. That would, I would wonder if that would actually mess you up more, because your movement speed is becoming kind of variable. Okay, so you could get rid of the bounce gun. That would be an upgrade for making it a little more easier. So yeah, these are really interesting. Having these items and stuff, it's great to have this sort of thing where you kind of add another layer to the game that makes things more interesting. I'm wondering... Yeah, okay, so I was wondering if the items were like... If you just like bought all of these, if they would just all be enabled, but I'm assuming that it's actually tied to the loadout thing here, which is interesting, but there are 3 slots, so that suggests that you could I mean, you get to choose 3 of them, so you don't just get all of them. So that makes it more interesting because you can try different things depending on what you think would be most beneficial to you or whatever. Or you want to try different... I guess these wouldn't really create different play styles exactly. I didn't even realize my microphone wasn't even... It's getting kind of droopy over here. Hopefully I sounded okay this whole time yammering for this rather long video. But yeah, these are interesting. It might be nice to see a little more of them, I guess, since you can equip up to 3. So almost wondering if like 3 would be too much or something. I don't know. I'm just making guesses at this point, but I do think that's pretty cool. We got achievements over here. We get little coin rewards from it, so that's cool. Alright, so these are kind of basic sort of progression type things. They're not really like unusual tasks or anything. But they do have nice little monetary rewards here. Earn 77 or more coins in a single round. Deals 1 damage to all enemies after collecting a coin. Is that an item? Oh, it's weird how you can't go back. You can go forward but not back in this menu here. Health gain. Every 2 minutes you manage not to take any damage. Oh, interesting. Movement speed increases but takes twice the damage when hit. I don't think I would want that. Oh, okay, so this just goes back and forth. Interesting, okay. So yeah, these are some nice little features. It's definitely making the whole game feel a little more rounded and polished, so that's cool. Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm gonna wrap this up. Hopefully that was enough. Hopefully that was enough playtest for you. That was kind of a lot. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And I will see you in the next video.